How's it going, guys? Adam here from AtoZbodyfitness, and today we're going to go over a video on signs that you could be missing out on more muscle growth than what you're already getting. So first thing I just want to say is these can be general indicators on you possibly missing out on more muscle growth. If you go to the gym and you lift weights, even if you take one person who's got, the sloppiest form, isn't lifting the weight that they could be doing, doesn't have a good mind to muscle connection, just in all areas they're not performing to their best possible outcome, they will still get something out of it. Now, that's not an excuse to tell somebody just to go into the gym and, well, at least I'm still getting something out of it if I'm doing, if I have bad form or I'm not performing the best to what I could be. No, you still want to do the best that you can, because at the end of the day, it takes a long time to build muscle. It takes months and years to actually put on just muscle tissue. So you want to perform the best that you can. But, getting back to what I said, these are generally going to be indicators that you could be possibly losing extra muscle growth if you are seeing these signs as well. So I just want you to make sure you have that in mind before I actually get into them, because I want people to understand everybody's different. Everybody's gonna end up building muscle at a different rate than others. Some are gonna be able to respond better, others won't. Regardless, you will still see the muscle growth if you stick to your periodization plan. You're getting good mind to muscle connection. You're contracting the muscle as much as possible. You're making sure your form and technique is good. You're always creating progressive overload. And of course, if your nutrition is there as well, which is obviously the most important thing. So just keep in mind that these are, again, just a general indicator of what could potentially allow you to see that you aren't getting as much muscle growth as you could be. All right, now with that being said, first one, lack of getting a pump. Now what this is essentially you going into the gym, let's say you're doing biceps, you're picking up a bicep bar, you're curling as much as you can, whether you're doing 10 reps, 12 reps, 15 reps plus, whatever the case may be, and you're not feeling essentially the soreness, or you're not feeling the pump at the end of the set, or especially at the end of your workout, okay? If you're leaving the gym after your session and you pretty much don't feel like you've gotten any sort of a workout, or you don't have a pump, or you don't just feel like your muscles have been put through a bit of work, then chances are that you're not pushing yourself hard enough, right? And to fix this, all you need to do is essentially, first thing is get really good at contracting the weight. Look up online, ask somebody how to essentially contract the muscle that you're working out, regardless of what you're doing. Make sure your form is good, make sure you have good contraction, okay? And really concentrate on using and squeezing that muscle and getting a full extension as you're doing that weight and as you're performing it. You always want to make sure that you're performing, again, the muscle to the best of your ability, and you want to engage it as best as possible. And if you do that, then you'll for sure get a pump at the end of your workout. All right, this next one is something that some people don't do enough of and other people do enough of. There needs to be a bit of in between, to be honest with you. And it's essentially recovery, right? There are some people that don't get enough recovery, and there's others that get too much. They either slack off, or they don't stay consistent with the gym. They're not eating they're not on a right nutritional diet, or they're not nutritionally eating properly. Now, with that being said, there's other people who work out, but they don't eat the right nutrition. They're not getting enough sleep, or there could be other, situations such as like myself, where you have sleep apnea, so it's harder for you to get to sleep. Down the road, it could potentially affect your gains, you building muscle, because at the end of the day, one of the major recovery points and for you to build muscle is through sleep, right? So I wouldn't, again, this is something that could affect you, but I wouldn't build too much around it. As long as you're still getting sleep and you're eating well, you will still see the growth from working out. But you still want to try and recover as much as possible, whether that be getting enough sleep, or taking a little bit of rest, or maybe even taking that extra day off in order for you to recover more and let your muscles just heal, right? So recovery is very important. Everybody's life is different. Some people, like I said, they just get a little bit too complacent, they become lazy, and they end up getting off their schedule. And then there's other people who actually try, they put time towards it, and they're not able to recover as best as possible just because of other health issues that they may have. But regardless, it's best to ensure that you're getting enough sleep and that you're recovering as much as possible, and that you're eating the right nutrition in order to help with that as well. All right, another indicator could be the lack of soreness you get from your workout, right? So in the beginning of anybody working out, like anybody who's just starting off, most of the time they will get soreness after they work out because they're new to the gym. Whatever exercise they do, whatever weight they pick up, they're gonna essentially get a little bit of soreness the next day. Now, you want to keep that going as you work out. You want to keep a progressive overload month after month after month to ensure that you're going to be getting the results that you want, right? Because when you get some soreness, you're also going to know that you basically tore the fibers. If you don't get it every time, don't freak out. It doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't work out, because now we've known for a long time actually, that even if you don't get soreness after you work out, you will still get muscle growth. But as an indicator, it's actually good to know, because if you do get muscle soreness, okay, whether the next day or 2 days later, you know, okay, I ended up tearing the fibers, I got a good workout, I know that I ended up essentially breaking down the fibers as much as I could, and you know that you ended up having a good workout. So for example, myself, I always use, again, even to this day, I work out 6 to 7 days a week, okay, depending on how I feel that week. I built myself up to that over time. I still, regardless, use muscle soreness as a measure of how I worked out. My workout routine is pretty intense, and I still, regardless, get a decent amount of soreness the next day or the day after. There have been times where I don't, but at the end of it, regardless, because I know I push myself, and because I know I still get more soreness rather than days that I don't, I'm still, moving in the right direction to build muscle and to build muscle tissue and growth and all of that. So regardless, I know I'm still moving in the right direction when it comes to muscle growth. So use it as an indicator. If it doesn't happen all the time, it's not that big of a deal. Just let yourself know, obviously, that if it does happen to, that you are moving in the right direction, and it's okay. All right, and the last one is not sticking to a routine. You want to have some sort of periodization program put in place for yourself, okay? So when you go to the gym, you know what you're doing. You know this day you're going to be doing, back, biceps, and core. Tomorrow you're going to be doing legs. The next day will be a day off, and then so on and so forth with whatever your routine holds for you, okay? By doing this, you're not just going to be walking into the gym, picking up random weights, trying to do a workout and then getting discouraged because you feel like you didn't get a good workout at the end of the day. When you have something in front of you and you know what you're going to be doing, it basically puts you in a better perspective and a better mood when you actually walk in there, because you can get yourself mentally prepared for the exercises that you're going to do. If I'm going to go in and do biceps and triceps today, I'm going to do 3 sets each. I'm going to do 10 to 12 reps each. I know generally a weight that I can pick that's going to allow me to feel the burn near the end of that set for that exercise, and then I can move on to the next one. And even at the end of that session, if you still feel like you didn't get as good as a workout as you could have, so now you can write that down, or you can mentally prepare for next time and say, hey, last time I did these exercises, it was still an okay workout, but I feel like I can push more. You can really measure yourself a lot better when you have a periodization program. And if you can measure yourself, you know that you'll be able to get better results in the future. So it's best and always recommended to really have a periodization program, at least for a few weeks in advance or a month in advance, so that you know what you're going to be doing when you go into the gym. And then one last thing I just wanted to add, which is it's a pretty basic rule, a pretty basic thing anybody can understand. Do your best when you get in there. Don't ever try and shy yourself of you not being able to perform more than what you can do. Go in, like I said, aim for a number of reps, push through that with a weight that you're able to handle, and then essentially measure that, right? So if you want to do more strength training, then do something with 6 to 8 reps. Pick a weight that you know you're going to be able to do 6 to 8 reps with. But when you do this, make sure that when you get to that 6th or 8th rep, you can't essentially do anymore, right? You want to be able to pick a weight where it's hard or really hard, or essentially you're unable to actually pump out more reps with that exercise, right? That's how you know you can measure yourself of actually trying and putting in the effort as well. But do your best. Always go in, give your best effort, and at that expense, you're going to know that you're always, going to get results, because if you are going to go in the gym and give your best effort every single time, you know you're going to create progressive overload, and that you're going to be building muscle, and you're going to be able to see results down the line. All right, guys, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next video.